Hey, what's up, guys? I don't know why I decided to film this week's episode in VR. I don't know, I kind of just wanted to take one last look here before I'm halfway across the country again. I know it wasn't that long ago that I was at the last con, like 7 or 8 months, which is a lot sooner than I was expecting, but it's it's exciting. So obviously life is going a million directions as it tends to always do. Not everything is smooth sailing right now, but thanks to the help of all my friends, I am able to make it, and hopefully this can be probably the funnest experience yet because I know exactly what I'm getting into. I have plenty of prep time, and I'm gonna have quite the journey there and quite the journey back. The only obvious concerns are, long COVID and altitude sickness obviously aren't going to play well together, so I could be feeling really, really off when I get there, but hopefully that settles out a little bit and it doesn't become too much of a problem. I've gone quite a bit into packing. I'm probably about halfway done. There's some things I have to wait on, like electronics, food for the trip, my tripod, because I need it to set beside me so I can take a test online with my professor, and, all the schoolwork. There's still a lot to do, but the bulk of the packing is done. Now it's just more the smaller and intricate stuff. I did pick up one last job, so I will have a little bit more spending money, if not just, food money and stuff, before I go. So hopefully it's not going to be too scary being on a train for 2.5 days. It's definitely going to be a trip, but oddly enough, I feel safer this time around than I have in the past. And it's weird because it's the more of a complicated trip there, but I feel like I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. To be honest, a bus stop and train station, they aren't nearly as intimidating as airports. Like, I have been in quite a few airports now, some big ones, some really small ones, and they are always just so many people all over the place, so intimidating. And planes are just always such a hassle, such a fear, because they're in the air, they're very complicated. There's a lot of people traveling by planes, and so like luggage and the lines, TSA, there's just always this anxiety that's just always all over the place and just making things, really stressful. So obviously I'm going to have a lot of downtime traveling. I mean, I hope I don't have to travel like this in the future. I will if I have to. Like, if I need to, like, if taking a train allows me to go because I can't afford a plane, because planes that far this time of year are incredibly expensive. Also, just the economy right now. But if that is how it needs to be in the future, I'm not opposed. I say that now. I guess I'll have a proper answer once I'm back, but I'm not opposed to trying that again in the future. It's definitely not the optimal way to travel, although from what I'm told, trains are very comfortable and very beautiful when compared to buses, and hopefully less claustrophobic than the economy level flights I'm used to. But I'm gonna have a lot of time to plan out what exactly I want to do. They've released the schedule. I did give it a quick look over. I didn't see some things I was hoping to see. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe some of the stuff's just not on there yet. I don't know. I'm gonna have a long time to look at it when it comes to my trip, because one of the things I always think of is, what exactly am I going to do there? Like, I'm so excited because there's going to be all these panels, all these whatevers. And then I got to realize I got to sit down and actually start planning everything out. Obviously, I want to have as much fun as I can and try, try everything, as as was literally my song choice for last year. I do have to triage, and I do got to, plan stuff out. So obviously there's a lot to do. I want to make sure I get a chance to try the things I didn't last year, like the arcade, which I had no idea that we had permissions to. The pool, I assume is going to be open. It certainly looks like it, but it was closed off last year. I never got a chance to go bowling. I'd love to do that. Hopefully there won't be rain, so go-karts this year. I know my GoPro will be a lot of fun for that. just a lot of things to try that I wasn't able to do last year. And I know Mark Merlin and Martorell are going to be back. I saw, and oh my god, the dead dog dance is happening. I I'm going to try my absolute best to stick through that whole thing. I don't know how smart of an idea that is. I don't know if that's even likely or possible. That literally all depends on how tired I am, how the altitude sickness and long COVID are treating me, but that would be an experience. And considering I won't have to deal with like the bus and that until after my train ride back, I'll have a lot of time to just catch up on sleep or whatever once I'm on the train. Plus, also, there's day X, the day after the con's over, where ideally I'll have a fair amount of time. I'm really excited to see Luna. Like, of all the things, like I'm really excited to see Kid again. I'm really excited to see everybody again. But I haven't seen Luna in so long, and I know I've probably talked to her about her a lot, but she is like one of my best friends that I have, and the fact that I haven't seen her since like 2018, and even then it was a very like fleeting like hey, we just happened to be the same place, same time. We spent like probably 20 minutes together, not very long, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that we'll actually be able to hang out a lot. So I have I have heard from her. She's really not the one who wants to be on camera like at all. It's just kind of her own personal decision. So I'm not going to be recording any of the times we're hanging out, just because I mean she just doesn't want to be. But I will obviously in the vlogs keep you guys posted. I'm going to do my damnedest to record as much as I can. Like I know I recorded a lot last year, but this year I have a chance to make it higher quality with my phone, a lot more space. I have so much opportunity to create hopefully something on a similar scale, but a lot higher quality. I think I'm still trying to process how long I'm going to be traveling, because I'm either traveling equally as long as the con, like I'm either traveling as much or more than I'm going to be actually at the convention, because I'm going 12 days. I'm leaving on the 29th, and I'm coming back on the 9th. I'm arriving on the 1st, and I don't remember what the date is, but I'm leaving that Monday. So it's a lot of traveling, and I don't think my brain has processed just how much time that's truly going to be, because the days are long. I do got to look up what the rules for like recording on an Amtrak are. I'm assuming it's okay to just do little personal things like you can on a plane, or I assume you can on a bus. I have in the past. No one's told me I can't. I'd love to absolutely get some of the scenic shots out the window, but if I can do like just some little like tiny vlog things, I guess it's really going to depend on how the train is. Is there a place where I can get a little bit of privacy just to rant my feelings in front of a camera? I guess we'll find out. Hell, I don't even know if I have a window seat yet. I don't know how wide the aisles are. There's a lot I don't know about trains yet. That's probably something I'm going to be looking up next. My goal is to make this the smoothest experience I've had yet. Obviously, Megaplex came, and I wasn't with people that I had a lot of experience with. These were friends that, like, I only knew one person, that being Shadow at the time, and obviously what happened between me and him later on happened, but I'd been a friend of his for a long time, but we were very, like, casual friends, and I didn't really know anybody else. There was one person from that group that I did kind of befriend, and sadly I haven't spoken to them since, but they were really sweet and really nice. And the Shadow was kind of an asshole the whole time, so that was a very, like, I really enjoyed it, but for me it was a very solo experience outside of the friends I made, the one I was rooming with, and I made two other friends who were there, who I have actually stayed in contact with. But other than that, it was a very solo experience most of the time. Plus, Shadow, just the way he worded things, I really didn't want to wear my fursuit the first day. I felt ashamed that I had one that just was so different, designed to be, not designed to be super cute, designed to be, kind of creepy, kind of weird, kind of like gross looking. I mean, that's the point. And obviously I'll have the chance to reinvent him a little bit whenever I get around to remaking him, which is going to be my goal in the next couple of years. But I am still really proud of him. I know he doesn't blend in with a lot of other suits, and I know he's a very weird off, it looks like a very homemade, rough design. And that is the point, but I get why some people might see it as like, ooh, this is like disgusting. This looks like trash. I mean that is the point, but not everybody, is a fan of that sort of thing, especially when it comes to like a convention. I love him. He is a character of mine. He is over 4 years old at this point. That was something I learned at BLFC when I actually went with people that mattered to me, like Kit and the other guys we roomed with. I'm not going to name them, but it was a much different experience. It made all the difference, because even if the con itself wasn't like there were some things I preferred about Megaplex, like I felt like there was a more diverse array of like convention style activities. Like obviously BLFC has, like all the things I mentioned before that I wasn't able to do. It has probably a lot more to it, and I definitely appreciate the culture of it more because it's not trying to be an all ages convention. But Megaplex had a really nice venue. They had like drinks out. You could just go to this bar. It was a lot of fun. But BLFC was so different just because of the people there, the people I went with that I cared about. It felt much more like a unified experience. All those taken into account, I feel like I have the possibility to make this the smoothest and the most like fleshed out con experience. I know how this kind of works now. Like I know I'm going to want to go to these panels, but I want to make sure that I make room for these other activities that I didn't get a chance to do last year, even if they're more mundane compared to like oh hey, I get to go fursuit parade or whatever. It all in the end, it kind of all culminates in the broader experience. My goal is to really make the most out of every moment I have and try and document as much as I can. I'm not going to be like skipping days. I might condense days together because obviously like day 0 isn't going to have nearly as much going on. I'm mostly going to be relaxing, trying to acclimatize to the altitude. Since I don't have to walk, nearly as far to the convention center this time, I should be able to just chill. I'll probably go down if I can see the convention center early, if that's possible. I believe we did that last time. When it comes to YouTube in these videos, I really do my best to try and like capture as much as the convention as I can, because when it comes to these events, obviously people have highlight reels and they, people record panels and stuff, but I feel like it's really hard to completely understand what going to a convention is totally like, just how exciting it is, how like everything. I always consider cons, such an important part of the fandom. If it were up to me, every furry should get the chance to go to one if they want to, because it changes your perspective on the fandom as a whole, and not everybody has that opportunity. So the way I kind of structure these is I want to kind of share. I want to try and share that feeling, as well as just kind of create like a time capsule for myself, because there is kind of like a home movie element to these, where it's like I want to be able to just look back and relive to the best of my ability these experiences that I've had in the past that I'll never be able to experience the same way again. Hopefully in better ways in the future, maybe not always. I mean, not every con experience is going to be fantastic, but it's always just good to have like that, like, I guess you could call it like a video scrapbook. Like going back to GLFC 2016, I don't do it too often, but just watching those old videos, it sends me back all the way to just how things were back then, for me in the fandom. Going to my first convention, I was brand new, like a month into the fandom, and it just changed everything. Definitely wasn't anywhere near the same experience as going to a full con for the whole time and with people I care about on my own, not having my dad behind my shoulder the whole time, but it gave me a taste, and it might actually be one of the reasons why I stayed with the community for so long, even though I kind of forgot a lot about it and just how magical it was. I think it was one of those things that just pushed me to keep going and just really experience this community. I know it's probably a common thing to be said, but I'm probably going to be a furry for all of my life unless something like, big dramatic happens. Hopefully, let's avoid that. But you get to a point where, and I know a lot of people are like, I'm never going to quit the fandom. I'm never going to grow out of this. And then a lot of them eventually do. For me, when I find like a very specific thing that I just connect with really deeply, or just like a community I really adore, I tend to honestly like feel committed, and I stay with them for as long as I can. The only reason I've left such communities in the past that I felt so connected to is just because of circumstance where I just, they died out. Like, there were certain really old, tight-knit Minecraft communities that I used to be a part of, like Crafting Madness, which recently sort of got a revival, and I'm not really active there, but like I kind of the same with God PvP way back in the day. In high school, LARP Club, I was with that up until the club died. I graduated and I had to move away. Haunted Yard, I volunteered every year for 5 years, and then it just died. Like, obviously you want to have multiple eras in your life. Like, you don't want to be doing the same thing the entire time, because otherwise you your life grows stale and you won't be able to experience everything. You want to experiment and try a lot of different things, but I think Furry's the special exception. Like, even MCO, like, as much as I'd love to be a part of that community for my entire life, I know at some point, I don't know if that's going to be soon. I doubt it's going to be soon, but eventually I will break away because of just how, like, I want to do more things with my life. But Furry is just one of those things that it's like, it's so universal. The community is absolutely everywhere, and just the personal attachment, it's always a place you can go back to. It's always a community that will welcome you with open arms, and just how much it's ingrained in my life, and how much it just it can overlap with like virtually everything else. I never want to leave the community, and unless such circumstances kind of force me to, I doubt I will. I know not everybody might be down to watch the several hour experience, and I guess in a way I make these videos for myself as much as I do other people. Like, obviously I know some people enjoy them. They like follow my experience, but they are very much for me as I think they are for other people. And I know it's not like I don't want it to be like my main bread butter content, because it's a very personal branch, and it's not what people subscribe to this channel for. That is history content, and unfortunately it's been difficult. I mean, obviously there's no way I'm going to get a video out before the con now. I wanted to, but I've just been struggling to work on anything. So hopefully I can get, kind of a bearing, at least get something out by the end of the summer, because I don't want to be stuck like this. Like, I want to get back to that content. I've just got to climb out of, or, just find the strength to do it again. Find the capacity, like find this, I need to be able to get my life back. But long COVID is something that's going to be a very long battle, I can tell. It's honestly scary. It's depressing. It is debilitating to a point where I don't think most people like can truly understand. And when I explain it, it sounds very hyperbolic, but it's not. Hopefully I can climb out of it, and maybe this convention will be the wake-up call that the other ones had been, where I can finally just see what's beyond my house and my tiny town, and just experience the world again. When I get back, I'm gonna try hardcore to like start going to the gym, start doing a lot of things, and hopefully it'll all work out pretty decent. I will probably release a real quick video when I leave. Obviously not recorded, definitely not in VR, but just kind of like on my phone on the way, sort of like hey, let's get going. And then I probably won't be releasing any more content until I get home and have some time to just chill, deal with school, catch up with my boyfriend, because he's going to be missing the shit out of me. And then I'll probably get around to editing maybe a week or two later. I don't know yet. Maybe it'll be sooner. It really just depends. And I do have some other interesting trips planned later in the year if things work out. Nothing nearly this scale, more locally in Michigan. But as much as I don't want to say them yet, they're there are some exciting things coming up. So who knows? Maybe this won't be my only adventure for the year. So stay safe, everybody, and I hope to see you either on the channel or at the con. Until next time, peace out.